There is also a development that's happened in Max India, and let's get Rahul Khosla, MD of Max India, who joins us right now on the show on the stake sale to Life Healthcare. He joins us right now to talk about that. Good having you, Mr. Khosla. Thanks for joining in. Now, just give us an update on the stake sale to Life Healthcare. Why have you done this? What's the rationale for the stake sale, and what's the valuation of the healthcare business at large for somebody who's looking to value Max India on both parameters?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, good afternoon. I'm delighted just to say that the institution, Max Healthcare, that's been built up over so many years, I'm pleased to say that the valuation of that is 3,650 crores at an enterprise level, and that values this company at 31 times fiscal year 14 EBITDA, which to the best of my knowledge hasn't happened in India before. So it really values the legacy and the quality that the institution represents. Secondly, you asked why. Fact is that we had envisaged and provisioned within our joint venture agreement with Life Healthcare from South Africa when we did that 2 years ago. We had seen the outlook for healthcare being very optimistic, and we had already provisioned the fact that we would need partnership, both in terms of growth capital, which of course comes along with this transaction, but also very importantly, the strength of a partner who's strategically interested in this business and in India, and who has the experience of running a large network of hospitals in South Africa. So there's much to learn apart from just the capital. Thirdly, the growth agenda that we have is very specific and very clear. We have a clear line of sight over the next 5 or 6 years of investing in this business, and we know that having a partner like Life Healthcare would be absolutely value accretive to us. So that's the summary.
Mr. Khosla,
I would like to add the fact that yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to add two more aspects to this. One is that the brand name of Max Healthcare will continue to remain Max Healthcare, and that's again a testimony and recognition of the strong resonance that the Max Healthcare name has for medical quality and service excellence. Second is that the chairman of the board will continue to be a Max nominee, and I am the chairman of Max Healthcare, and that in the JV agreement, the new agreement, Max India will have the nomination of the chairman. So back to you.
Okay, fair enough, Mr. Khosla, but can you tell us if there's any further possibility of dilution by Max India, and what kind of money will directly flow into Max India post the stake sale?
Okay, so the answer to your question is no. At the present moment, there is absolutely no question of any further stake dilution. We had always envisaged an equalization of stake alongside Life Healthcare, and that's now what's happened. In terms of the financials, I would say, depending upon what IFC Washington does, who is our third shareholder in the JV, broadly speaking, approximately 383 crores would flow in through a primary issuance within the Max Healthcare company, and approximately 383 crores would flow into Max India from a secondary sale of dilution of our stake.
Capital intensive business.
The utilization of it is a very capital intensive business, and it's taken a lot of care and capital to build. I must say that the injection of capital into Max Healthcare will be used quite sensibly. We will be retiring some amount of debt so as to lower the interest burden on the company and therefore increase its profitability. And obviously, as I said before, we will also use part of the injection and more in times to come to grow this business. We also want to make sure that we calibrate this growth in a sensible manner over the next 5, 6 or 7 years, so that we are able to really truly perform and ensure a return on this capital which is superior.
My question was stemming from that itself, that it's a very capital intensive business. To have this calibrated growth, would the company need more funds, and could there be any kind of equity issuances, if not a direct stake sale to a particular party over the course of the next, say, 18 months?
No. So over the course of the next 18 months, we are very clear about what we need to do, and the funds that have just come in will certainly serve towards that. By the way, there is also very specific growth targets that we have, by which I mean where is this money going to be invested. We are fortunate enough that even in our existing flagship hospitals like Saket and Patparganj, Mohali and Shalimar Bagh, we have the ability to invest this capital to grow the number of beds we have in existing facilities because of the changes in laws and the FAR and so on. So we have a very clear usage of this capital over the next 2 years. Over the next 5 or 6 or 7 years, I have no doubt that we will be incrementally investing in this business, and I'm sure both Life Healthcare and Max India are both quite clear that this is a strategic investment for us going forward.
Mr. Khosla, you've highlighted, the fact that you will be using these funds for growth in the business, but you also spoke about lowering the interest burden and increasing profitability. What kind of targets are you looking at, and how much will you lower the interest burden by?
So there is a clear optionally convertible instrument that we have already, which will absorb something like 140 crores out of this injection of funds. So that itself will lower the interest burden. The rest of it will retire some amount of working capital lines and replacement of certain other debt. And then the balance capital will be used incrementally for growth and investing in our business.
Okay, really good having you, Mr. Khosla. Thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us, and all the best. I'm glad you spelled out all that's required in terms of equity issuances and otherwise.
Thank you. And the other thing, of course, is that as you would have heard today, and obviously what's been happening over the last few weeks, the change in FDI for Max India is another huge upside for us, and I just want to say,
I didn't think that you'll be able to speak on that. Since you've mentioned that, let me ask you, what does this do for you? We already had Mr. Sood coming and talking about it. But what's to your mind the benefit? Do you sell stakes soon?
Yeah. Well, certainly it gives us options, and it places us in a really great and enviable position, and I'll tell you why. Unlike several other joint venture partnerships that probably have been scripted many years ago, in our case, we have no obligation to dilute to anybody, our existing partners or to anybody else. So quite frankly, the ability for us to choose the right valuation, choose the right partner, and choose the right timing is very much on our side. We certainly welcome the move that the Finance Minister has announced, and I really congratulate him on doing so quickly after taking over, because this industry is extremely capital intensive, and if we have to see greater protection and growth of this industry in India, we certainly need a lot more capital than is currently being invested. So if you are in the life insurance business, as we all know, this is a very long-term business, 15, 20, 25-year cycles. And certainly the injection of incremental funds will be helpful. As to your question as to what we will do, like I said, Max India, as the shareholder, the dominant shareholder in Max Life, has several options. And I think we are in a good position to maximize and optimize our returns and our position with respect to what we do with our stake.